crayons back here. There we go. Put your crayons in. Now, if your mom or dad are here, why don't you take them, your paper, so then you can take it home with you, okay? So take it. If they're not, if you're, whose mommy's not here? Okay. Okay, we'll go put it on the thing. We'll go ahead and finish. We'll go ahead and finish. Okay?
Out in the car.
She's just out in the car. You know what, why don't you, would you like to write your name or get Miss Lynette to write it off?
You write your name?
She can write your name and then we'll know it's yours. We'll know it's yours.
Okay, I'll finish that.
Know it's yours. Maybe someone, let's see, this is mine. And you can go ahead and finish, Elliot. And where's your crayon? You can go ahead and finish, sure. Go ahead and finish. You finished. Okay. And maybe somebody could help me take these mats up. And so when she finishes though, let her finish. Mats up. Thank you. Are you collecting them? Here we go. Oops. How about Gracie? She's collecting them. I'm collecting the cards. Thank you. It's all over here. We got enough? Oh, thank you. Here, I'll take those. Now, come over here when you finish. She knows the paper. She knows your paper. Now, yesterday, if you remember we looked at the poster. You can keep going. We looked at the poster and we found some really fun things. So, find a place to sit near the poster that you can see it. So find some things you see on the poster. So let's start over here with Gracie. Gracie, would you point to one thing that you see that you really like? Gracie's turn. What do you see, Gracie?
I already did it.
What do you see, Gracie? Gracie, what do you think? Turn around. What do you see that you like on the poster?
Birdie.
Oh, the birdie. Okay, Jane, you gotta get you scoot back now. Okay, Emily goes. Okay, there we go. Let's scoot you back a little bit so Emily can get in. We need Emily to get in. Right here. I mean, Elliot. Elliot, you want to come in? Okay, Emmeline, what do you see on the poster you like? You see something that maybe we didn't see yesterday? Oh, what is that?
I like that.
Yeah, that's a cat. What do you see? You want to point to something that you see? Wow, I like that tree. What do you see that you want to point to? Yeah, your turn. The cat, you like the cat. Jane, do you see something you want to point to on the poster? What is that? It's a butterfly, isn't it? Well, okay, now I'm going to start with Gracie. I'm going to tell you one thing, and let's see if you can find it. Just Gracie. Can you find the dog? Here's the dog. Good. And can you find, let's see, your turn. Can you find the birds high in the sky? Flying in the sky? There they are. Good, good. And Emily, can you, wait a minute, Emily's turn. Oops. Okay. Emily, let's see. Could you find, okay, Jack, I'm going to get you to move back a little tiny bit. Okay. Emily, could you find the bird in the cage? You see that? There it is.
Oh, I found that one when you just said goodbye.
And Elliot, could you find, let me think of something. I see a little boy reading a book under a tree. You see that? Well, I want to show you something really special. Can you point, Grace, can you point to that house right there? There's a house. Okay. Well, this is a house I told you about. I know some people who live here, and it's Mexico, and they have a garden out there, and this is called a bird bath. What do you think a bird bath has in it? Birds and water, and the birds can come eat from it. There's a robin and a big tree with squirrels, and some nest up there. Yesterday, you find something what? Birds. Okay, just like these are homes for animals. Let me show you this one. Yesterday we did this. Here's a nest for the robin, and here's a hive for the bee, and here's a hole for the bunny, and here's a house for me. Can you help me with it again? Here's a nest for the robin, and here's a hive for the bee, and here's a hole for the bunny, and here's a house for me. So if we start looking at this poster, this is Mr. and Mrs. Phoebe's house. Oh, that's kind of a house for the spider. His web. And somebody found a nest. Do you know that's where squirrels? It's kind of a squirrel. It's a dray. And then there's a robin. And was there a nest for the robin? Where? I can't see it upside down. Oh, well, look, there's a nest with looks like blue eggs in it. And there's a worm. And do you know what this is?
Snail.
A little snail. Well, I want to tell you about Mr. and Mrs. Phoebe. So I'll put my poster back here so we can hear about Mr. and Mrs. Phoebe. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Phoebe live in that house. And outside of the house, there's a garden in the backyard. And whenever we saw a bird bath, sometimes the wind in the trees is kind of like music. And the birds come and they go, what do the birds say? Like, tweet, 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 tweet. They kind of make music too. Oh, that was it. I can't whistle. That was a great whistle, Emily. My whistle never worked. So that's a good whistle. Well, now Mr. Phoebe, he's retired. And guess what? His job used to be the mailman. Do you ever see the mail person come to your house, the mail lady or man, and they bring some letters and things? Do you still have that? Well, he was a mailman, but he's retired.
And
Now,
will you bring me a letter for
oh,
me?
brings you a letter. Well, Mrs. Phoebe, she's in a wheelchair. Have you ever seen anybody in a wheelchair? Something's wrong with their legs, and she can't walk. She's in a wheelchair. So when Mr. Phoebe goes out to the garden in the back, she doesn't come, but she looks through that big picture window. Can you imagine the big picture window? So she's sitting there in a wheelchair looking at the big picture window. Mr. Phoebe goes out to the backyard, and the first thing he does is he takes the water. Can you help me turn on the spigot? Turns on the spigot. And he goes to the bird bath and he fills it with water. And then he goes back and turns it off. Why did he have to put water in it? So the birds would have something to drink. And then he goes back into the little shed and he gets a big thing of sunflower seeds and he spreads them around the grass. Can you do that? Well, guess what? When Mr. Phoebe came out, the birds flew away because they kind of like it when there's nobody there. So the birds flew away, and Mr. Phoebe, he filled the bird bath, and then he did what? He sprinkled some seeds. And guess what? It's such a fun place to be. They're boys and they're girls about your age, and they love to come, and they come into the garden, and they kind of watch for the birds. And Mr. and Mrs. Phoebe are just fine children. They don't have any little children at home. They love when the children come. The children watch the birds, and they listen to the wind in the trees. And so it's a fun place to be. Well, now the next thing that Mr. Phoebe does is he takes some little shears. Can you take some? They're like little scissors, and he trims the hedge. He trim the hedge. And then he sees some beautiful flowers, and he takes his other clippers. Can you go clip a flower? Okay. Who do you think the flower is for? Mrs. Phoebe, because she's looking through the window. It's for her, and he shows it to her, and you think she's happy or sad? She's really happy. And then there's one very special thing. Mr. Phoebe holds up the flower, and then he looks through the window. Do you know how to wink with one eye? Can you do that? Wink with one eye. And as soon as he winks, Mrs. Phoebe inside, she flips a little switch. And remember the bird bath? Guess what happens? The water starts coming out. It makes into a nice fountain. so the birds can take a bath. And then Mr. Phoebe goes inside, and when it's all quiet, who do you think flies into the garden? And they drink some water, and they splash, and they have a bath, and maybe they put some seeds. Everybody stand up. Let's be Mr. Phoebe. Let's go out into the garden. Okay, turn on the water. Get your hose and fill up the bird bath. Everybody can have their own bird bath. And now turn it back off. We don't want to waste the water. Okay, let's go into the shed and get some. Oh, you've got a basket. See, spread it for the birds. Spread it back. Get your little shears. Gotta help clean up the hedges. Make them really pretty. Now, pick out one kind of flower that you want from Mrs. Phoebe. Okay, here we go. I've chosen one. I'm gonna snip it. You got yours? Now, look over here. There's the window. Can you show it to Mrs. Phoebe? And she's smiling. And now, what do we do so she can turn on the bird bath? Everybody wink. And then the bird bath comes on, okay? And now, let's move out of the way because we want it to be really quiet. Now, who's going to come in the garden? Birds. Okay, so let's watch the birds. Let's be the birds. Okay. I think let's be the birds in the garden. Oh, birds from the garden. Oh, isn't that a fun story? Okay, everybody come back to the circle. I love that story. Yesterday we did something about the workshop, so we